Hello and welcome again. I want to get a little more into the eclipse in this week's Friday Sky. I have been writing Friday Sky for 5 years straight, every Friday, and it's written usually. This is the first time I'm presenting it in a video form for those of you who don't like to read. But just because it's the eclipse doesn't mean anything profound is going to happen. It's the highlight of this eclipse season at the full moon, and I want to show you some deeper layers to it that aren't easily seen in just looking at the natal chart, although the eclipse chart is very, very telling. But I'm going to share the screen and show you some of the prominent vibrations. And in this season, my main advice would be to settle into what's shifting in you to be upgraded. Usually what happens in an eclipse is that something is removed to make room for something else. You enter a portal and you never come back out the same. So whatever's being highlighted right now in this eclipse for you, in this eclipse season, whether it's you've lost your dog or you're questioning something in your life or your job is unstable or you're starting a new project, all these things during this time are particularly significant. Nothing in life happens by accident. So take note of your life. It's a moving, living tapestry. Now I'll share the chart with you and look at some of those deeper vibrations that give more nuance. This is the eclipse chart. There's a lot in the previous video I did, but I'm going to look at some other things because here you can see there's a lot of red lines and they're square shaped. And so naturally I'm going to look at the vibration charts of 8, 16, 34 and so on. But there's an interesting vibration that is cropping up for me to look at. And that is the 12. And that is because the 12 vibration combines 3 times 4. And 3 vibration is a trine, this green one. There's a couple of trines here. So it alerted me to check that out. And it's actually quite telling. So I'm going to focus a little bit on the 12 vibration for you. Now, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to see the way the energy is flowing here. You have different planets, but a lot of them are conjunct. In vibrational astrology, we allow an orb of 16 degrees, so including the vertex. You can go right along here and see that there is a massive conjunction of the sun and the moon at the same degree. So they come together in a conjunction. We've got Mercury. There's something about perception coming up. Ceres, which is an asteroid about taking care of what's good for our community, that all our needs are met and that we're fed. And Uranus. Now, Uranus is particularly important because it's square to the nodal axis in the eclipse chart. So this particular vibration is about making a creative adjustment because you've got your trines, which is a creative flow, and that's coming through to, we're just looking at planets. We're not worrying about signs in vibrational astrology. The planets in their purest sense and how they're flowing. So Saturn always asks for an adjustment. It asks for you to get to the core essentials in what is shifting in our landscape. Now, this is a trine that has been happening for quite a while in the natal chart or in the moving landscape we live in of the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, and the other one is Uranus. So now we have Saturn coming into play, which is everything's coming to a point of getting to the core essential of what these energies are doing. And that's just a little bit out of the 16-degree orb, but it's there in the 12. So the 12 vibration is about being receptive and working at something to make it happen. It doesn't just flow and happen without effort. Now, the planet Venus is in opposition this time to the Sun and Moon conjunction and Mercury. Mercury, this four-planet pattern is absolutely about looking at what we are creating and putting our energy into. Venus is about our values, and it's about what we want to attract into our lives. And when you're in an eclipse, it's a good idea to take a pause and feel into what's showing up for you. We all want to enjoy our lives, right? There's not a single person who doesn't. And Venus is about our values, how we selling out, like what are we focusing upon? It's in this amazing structure and of the moon, the sun, and Mercury. What are we creating? What are we focusing on? You can't keep putting energy out there that's disruptive and expect to get some peace out of that. This is a peaceful opportunity. And if something's not working and it's showing up for you, it's about acknowledging that and not disregarding it, because nothing in life happens by accident. And this whole story says it's time to shift. Uranus energy is shifting our perception with Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon all together in this particular chart. We have an opportunity to do that. I don't look at astrology from a fatalistic point of view. I look at it from an energetic flow. If the energy is flowing in that way in our collective consciousness underneath the eclipse chart, it's time to level up what we're putting out there in order to create something more beautiful, more harmonious for us. So that's in the 12 vibration. We have to work at it. Even Saturn is in the trine to Pluto and Neptune. Pluto and Neptune, when they're together, Pluto adds a lot of intensity. And that Neptune energy is strong in this eclipse. If you remember that the moon on the North Node, which is our direction, is in Pisces. And Pisces energy is, Neptune energy is, and both Neptune and Uranus are important in this eclipse and in the direction that we're heading. Neptune brings a lot of grace, and I prefer to look at the energy from a higher perspective, a high vibration perspective for those of us who are reaching for that, which doesn't mean that there is not the other edge of side of the coin, which is I'm disillusioned, or I'm not, I'm grieving something that I've lost. I'm feeling hopeless. That's possible with Neptune, but that's not its purpose. There's a higher octave of love and acceptance and trust for us to reach into in this eclipse season. It's an evolving process. It doesn't happen overnight, although I would definitely remind everyone that Uranus puts us into the current moment in time. Things are speeding up. I really felt like we needed to look at the 11 vibration chart, and the way this works is we multiply the eclipse chart, which is this one, right? That's your eclipse. That's the chart. That's what most astrologers look at. Some astrologers look at midpoints, but they don't go deep into the vibrations. What is the vibration? The vibration is essentially multiplying this out. It's like putting it under a microscope, and you hone in on the energy and you look at the deeper flow under the surface. The 11 vibration this is the eclipse chart multiplied by 11. The 11 vibration is very spontaneous, very erratic, and it's looking to evolve the situation. tends not to be restful. It tends to be highly, highly charged. And I feel that it's quite a lot like the Uranus energy that is square to the eclipse. There is change coming, which implies that something has to be removed in order for the energy to flow again. And this particular chart in the 11 vibration is showing you can see a green triangle there between Mars, hang on a second, Mars, this one here, and Saturn and Mercury. This is taking responsibility for our words. In the 11 vibration, we are speaking our truth. And it does say that in the natal chart, but it shows the energies behind it. Mars is a push. Mercury is obviously how all things to do with expression or the news or, getting to a deeper level of perception. There's going to be a lot of erratic speaking because Saturn bottom lines it. Saturn doesn't hold back. It says, what's the truth here? What's the core thing that I want to say? My mouth has been, my voice has been blocked for so long. This eclipse wants us to speak up because you remember that Mercury is on the sun on the south node. For too long, we haven't spoken up. What's in our heart of hearts? What are we really feeling? Combining that beautiful emotional intelligence and our voice is a strong push. And then I went further. I multiplied the eclipse chart by 121. Now, 121 is 11 times 11. So that's going straight into the extreme nature of what we're here. We are here to shift. And the 11 vibration, or 11 times 11, 121, is high octane Uranus energy. You will see, because we do allow a 16-degree orb, because everything gets wider. You multiply the chart by 121, 1 degree out. There's obviously a few minutes out on the chart, and now it's become an opposition of, it should be exact, but it's a matter of seconds can become 2 minutes, right? But the moon is the midpoint of the sun and Uranus. It's undeniable what we feel. This is something unique to every human being, that internal emotional intelligence that we have, that we try and suppress by maybe medicating or drinking or escaping in some fashion. But what we're feeling has an intelligence to it. It's our gut intelligence, and it's real. The mind can't cover the whole spectrum. In fact, the mind has some limits to it. But in the whole story, speak beautiful words. You can see this conjunction here, Mercury, Venus, and Neptune, is absolutely stunning. And that is trine to the moon. This collection of planets is trining to the moon. So it's showing, what is this disturbance about? It is each one of our responsibilities to up level our own vibration, which then goes into the collective. So any disturbance has a great intention behind it. And that's the one I would encourage you to tap into during this eclipse season. So that's obviously more about the eclipse in this Friday's sky. Why not? It's the eclipse day. So any change, anything being removed is not for nothing. It's significant, and it's making way, making room for something at a higher vibration to come through for you. It's like anything, you don't want to hang on to the rotten apple in your basket of apples. Sometimes you've just got to remove it out and take care of that landscape and that garden that you live in, that life that you have. Weed the weeds, keep the energy pure. It's your job. No one else can do it for you. That's Friday's sky for this week. This eclipse week. Settle into what's shifting for you and come to your own realization. Ride these energies for your highest good.